Welcome to IELTS.net podcast. How to ace the IELTS speaking test. Describing your first day at school. The topic, describe the first day you went to school that you remember, is a common one in IELTS speaking tests, particularly in Part 2. This subject allows examiners to assess your ability to recall and describe past experiences, emotions, and details. Let's explore how to approach this topic effectively to achieve a high band score. Part 1. Introduction and Interview. In Part 1, the examiner may ask some general questions about school or education. Here are some potential questions. Do you enjoy studying? What's your favorite subject at school? Did you like your first day at school? Let's look at a sample answer for the third question. Examiner, did you like your first day at school? Sample answer, Band 7-8. To be honest, I have mixed feelings about my first day at school. On one hand, I was incredibly excited to start this new chapter in my life and meet new friends. However, I also felt a bit anxious about being in an unfamiliar environment. Overall, though, I'd say it was a positive experience that I look back on fondly. Part 2. Long Turn. Cue card. Describe the first day you went to school that you remember. You should say when it was, where the school was, what happened on that day, and explain how you felt about it. Sample answer, Band 6-7. I vividly remember my first day of primary school, which was about 15 years ago. The school was located in my hometown, just a few blocks away from our house. It was a small, quaint building with colorful murals on the walls. On that day, my mom walked me to school. I was wearing a new uniform and carrying a backpack that seemed enormous at the time. When we arrived, there were many other children and parents gathered in the schoolyard. The teachers were welcoming everyone with big smiles. In the classroom, our teacher, Mrs. Johnson, introduced herself and had us play some icebreaker games to get to know each other. We also did some simple activities like coloring and singing songs. At lunchtime, I made my first friend Sarah when we sat together in the cafeteria. I felt a mix of emotions that day. I was excited about the new experience and proud to be a big kid going to school. However, I also felt a bit nervous and overwhelmed by all the new faces and the unfamiliar environment. By the end of the day, though, I was looking forward to coming back the next day. Sample answer, Band 8-9. The first day of school that I can vividly recall was when I started primary school, approximately 15 years ago. The school was a charming, Victorian-era building nestled in the heart of my hometown, just a stone's throw away from our family home. That momentous day began with my mother accompanying me on the short walk to school. I was decked out in a pristine new uniform, complete with a backpack that seemed to dwarf my small frame. Upon arrival, we were greeted by a cacophony of excited chatter from other children and parents gathered in the schoolyard. The teachers were there to warmly welcome us, their encouraging smiles helping to ease any lingering apprehension. Once in the classroom, our teacher, the affable Mrs. Johnson, initiated some engaging icebreaker activities to help us get acquainted. We participated in simple yet entertaining tasks like coloring and group singing, which served to create a convivial atmosphere. The highlight of my day came during lunch when I struck up a conversation with Sarah, who would go on to become my first school friend. Reflecting on that day, I realize I experienced a whirlwind of emotions. There was an undeniable sense of excitement about embarking on this new chapter and a feeling of pride at taking this significant step towards independence. However, these positive emotions were tempered by a hint of nervousness and a touch of being overwhelmed by the unfamiliar surroundings and sea of new faces. Ultimately, as the final bell rang, I found myself eagerly anticipating the prospect of returning the following day, ready to embrace the adventures that lay ahead in my academic journey. Follow-up questions. How did your parents feel about your first day at school? Do you think the first day of school is important for children? Why or why not? Sample answer for question 2, Band 8-9. I firmly believe that the first day of school is crucially important for children for several reasons. Firstly, it sets the tone for their entire academic journey. A positive first experience can foster a love for learning and create a sense of excitement about education. Conversely, a negative experience might lead to anxiety or reluctance about school. Moreover, the first day is often when children begin to develop their social skills in a structured environment. It's their first opportunity to interact with peers and authority figures outside their family, which is vital for their social and emotional development. Additionally, this day marks a significant milestone in a child's life, symbolizing their growth and increasing independence. It's a day when they start to form their identity as a student and begin to understand their place in the wider community. However, it's important to note that while the first day is significant, it's not determinative. Children are remarkably resilient, and a less than ideal first day can be overcome with support from parents and teachers. The key is to view it as the beginning of a journey rather than a make or break event. Part 3. Two-way discussion. Examiner, how has the first day of school experience changed over the generations? Sample answer. I think the first day of school experience has changed quite a bit over the generations. In the past, it was probably more formal and structured. Now, schools often try to make the first day more fun and welcoming. They might have special activities or games to help kids feel comfortable. Also, with technology, parents can stay more connected now. They might get updates or even photos from the school during the day. Sample answer. The evolution of the first day of school experience across generations is quite fascinating to consider. In previous decades, the approach was typically more regimented and formal, with a focus on immediately establishing routines and expectations. However, modern educational philosophy has shifted towards a more nurturing and engaging first day experience. Contemporary schools often implement a variety of icebreaker activities and team-building exercises designed to ease children into the school environment and foster a sense of community from day one. This paradigm shift reflects our growing understanding of child psychology and the importance of emotional well-being in educational settings. Moreover, the advent of technology has significantly altered the dynamics of the first day. Many schools now utilize social media or specialized apps to provide real-time updates to parents, allowing them to feel more connected to their child's experience. This transparency can help alleviate anxiety for both children and parents. However, it's worth noting that these changes aren't universal. There's still considerable variation between different cultures, regions, and individual schools in how they approach the first day. Some may adhere to more traditional methods, while others may be at the forefront of implementing innovative approaches. Ultimately, while the specifics may have changed, the core essence of the first day, as a significant milestone in a child's life, remains constant across generations. Key vocabulary and phrases. Vividly recall, phrasal verb, qual, to remember something very clearly. Example, I can vividly recall the excitement I felt on my first day of school. Momentous, adjective, momentous, very important or significant. Example, starting school is a momentous occasion in a child's life. Cacophony, noun, cacophony, a harsh discordant mixture of sounds. Example, the schoolyard was filled with a cacophony of excited children's voices. Affable, adjective, friendly, good-natured, or easy to talk to. Example, our affable teacher made us feel comfortable on our first day. Convivial, adjective, friendly, lively, and enjoyable. Example, the icebreaker games created a convivial atmosphere in the classroom. Whirlwind of emotions, idiom, a turbulent mix of feelings. Example, I experienced a whirlwind of emotions on my first day at school. Tempered, verb, tepid, moderate or toned down. Example, my excitement was tempered by a hint of nervousness. Paradigm shift, shift, a fundamental change in approach or underlying assumptions. Example, there's been a paradigm shift in how schools approach the first day. Examiner's advice. To achieve a high score in the IELTS speaking test, particularly when describing your first day at school, use descriptive language. Paint a vivid picture with your words. Use adjectives and adverbs to bring your story to life. Show a range of vocabulary. Incorporate both common and more sophisticated words and phrases. This demonstrates your language proficiency. Structure your answer. For the long term, organize your thoughts logically. Use discourse markers to connect your ideas. Express emotions. Don't just state facts. Describe how you felt and why. This adds depth to your answer. Provide specific details. Instead of general statements, give concrete examples and specific memories. Practice fluency. Aim to speak smoothly without long pauses. Regular practice can help improve this. Engage with the topic. In part 3, don't just give short answers. Expand on your ideas and provide reasoned opinions. Use idiomatic language. Incorporate idioms and colloquial expressions naturally in your speech. Remember, the key to success in the IELTS speaking test is not just about perfect grammar, but about communicating effectively and demonstrating your ability to use English in a variety of contexts. For more tips on improving your IELTS speaking skills, you might find it helpful to read about how to describe a person who has influenced your values or beliefs, or how to explain something complicated. These topics can help you practice expressing complex ideas and personal experiences, which are valuable skills for the IELTS speaking test. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, make sure to follow our channel so you don't miss out on more valuable content coming your way. We've got a lot of exciting topics lined up, and we'd love for you to be part of the journey. Hit that follow button and stay connected with us for more insights and inspiration. See you in the next episode.